you're gonna basically give us your team, Willie Wilson. And of course, there's going to be a few things that could have been different. Let's talk about how big it is for a player's career, first of all, to be included in an all-star starter. It's one thing to be a reserve. It's one thing to be an injury replacement. But then when you're named starter, that feels like a whole new milestone altogether.
Not only is it about milestone, but I think there are contractual implications with being named a starter. I mean, for instance, if you're a starter, when you're trying to re-up your contract, I think you have escalators in there that would bring you to a supermax possibly. So
I love that we went there first.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey,
it matters.
It definitely
does
matters.
matter.
I mean, it brings me back to the Jason Tatum thing.
No, that's why they are disappointed when they don't make it. Not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily all just because they're not all-stars, but they didn't get the bonus.
Right.
That comes with being an all-star. I get you. Okay, but just like when you're an actor, Oscar nominated or Oscar winner, All-Star Forever is attached to your name. So, having said that, let's build your All-Star team. Let's begin with the West. All right. Who are your players in the West?
Okay, so obviously I got to start with the champ.
Okay.
Four-time champ, Steph Curry.
Okay.
He's from up north. Now from down south, Lakerland. But I still show love to Steph and what he's been doing, putting the Warriors on his back. Subpar seasons from his running mates and Draymond and Clay. But he's still doing his usual thing, top 5 in scoring per game, the usual rebounds and assist numbers. And he's doing it with the defenses draped all over him now. And because the defenses know that, you know what, man, we don't need to guard these guys. Let's just put all our focus on Steph. But he's still somehow getting his numbers.
He's not a surprise. You also have 3 other guys here who are not surprises. Let's go through them and let's go to your big surprise last. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. I mean, okay, easy arguments for each and every one of them. But then amongst the 3 of them, which one are you most surprised by the level of play that they've had so far? And of course, when you take a look at the 3 of them, just who is must-watch basketball for you?
Well, I got to go with LeBron, man. I mean, at this stage in his career, 38 years old, just breaking records. Here and there, climbing up that ladder in the assist numbers. This is pretty much unheard of. Have we ever seen a season like this from somebody at this stage in their career? I don't think we have. I can't look back. Yeah, everybody's going to bring up Jordan, but
Kareem did it.
Yeah, but not these types of numbers with this type of impact and this type of a defense being placed around him. It's just, I mean,
no question. The debate is for another day. And by the way, he's 89 points away from the record after the win today in MSG.
Which will be falling pretty soon.
Right. Yeah. Maybe a couple of games. Maybe. Okay, but there is the surprise, as Paulo was mentioning. Right. There are the non-surprises. There are surprises. There's somebody you're taking out of the starting lineup and you're putting in. And who is that guy?
So for the West, I am removing Zion Williamson. I'm sorry for all you Pelican fans. I know you were wearing that Zion jersey. He's missed too many games. Yes, he is amazing on the court, a bowling ball on the court. But number one, I talk about the missed games, but in the All-Star game, you're not going to see an effective Zion Williamson barreling his way to the basket.
Yeah, because everybody's going to get out of the way.
Exactly. And that's what makes...
Let him dunk.
Yeah.
So who are you replacing him with?
I'm going with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Right.
We look
what
at...
What a year.
Yeah, we look at the team that he's on, and they were supposed to tank. Chet goes down before the season even starts.
Right.
But then look at what we're seeing now. Career high in scoring. More than 30 points per game. And crazy efficiency, shooting over 50%.
High usage rate.
Yes, high usage rate. Right. And he's just putting the team on his back and making his teammates better.
And he looks good too, so he's perfect to showcase at the All-Star, even from a fashion standpoint.
Exactly.
So I love the choice.
With all the accessories.
I love the choice.
Yeah, you have to put all of those things in consideration when
All-Star
picking,
weekend,
right? Of course.
It's a fashion show.
Absolutely. So you look at let's go to the other conference here, the Eastern Conference. And again, there are a few people here that should be there, and there's one that it's debatable. So we're going to go with the okay, like no debatable choices first. So you have Donovan Mitchell here, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
Correct.
and Kyrie.
Correct.
All right? So you look at those four first. Again, who's the guy that you feel is the biggest surprise here, and who's the guy that you feel is the most must-watch basketball amongst these four choices? And then, why not replace any of them?
Well, again, I'm going to go with Giannis. He's their team captain, and he's one of the top players in the world right now, and he always has the Bucks up there at the top of the standings. He just does it on the offensive end, the defensive end. Again, he gets better every year. His shot is getting better, and that's the reason why he's the team captain of the team.
All right.
And of course, the last one that's interesting because he had to take a guy out.
Right.
Yeah.
So the ones who were called in were KD was part of that.
Right.
You're taking him out for whom?
Well, I am taking KD out, and again, I debated between KD and Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum gets the nod over KD to stay
record this
because they have the #1 record, leading scorer, all of that. Played more games.
Okay.
And how can you not have Joel Embiid in there? 34 points per game.
He's saying the same thing, by the way. He just scored 53 the other day.
Dude, like, how do you leave him off of that, off of that team, off of the starters?
Yeah.
It's just a travesty, in my humble opinion.
And you take a look at that, and there's just so many great star names here, obviously. But then a lot of people are going to wonder, all right, who's going to be Finals MVP amongst all these guys? I'm hoping my guy Laurie Markkinen makes the reserve, and because it's in Utah, you never know what will happen. But then, realistically speaking, who is the All-Star MVP
from your list?
From your list.
Man, I want to say Steph because, when we get into these All-Star games, they just let the shots fly, but I'm going Kyrie.
Kyrie is going to be the MVP.
I'm going Kyrie because, again, we talk about it's a fashion show. It's, let your game speak, all the highlights. And who has the most highlights aside from Kyrie Irving?
It would be a great way also to kind of cap off a troubling start of the year for Kyrie.
Yeah.
Who wins, East or West, and why? That is what we're going to
amongst the starters, right?
Yes.
Amongst the starters? I mean, if Kyrie's my MVP, then I have to give it to the East. I want to trend towards the West because, but they're a slower team. You got Jokic on there. He's not really built for the All-Star game with that play style. But then you look at the East, and then we look at that game between the Nuggets and the Sixers, and Embiid gave Jokic the business. So we know who's going to win that matchup. So I'm trending towards the East.
I don't know. When I look at Steph, Luka, and LeBron, I'm thinking,
that's a slower team right there.
It is, but I don't know.
Slower and older.
Slower and older.
Man, you just described me.